first things first, what is real sex? Were there any moments where you thought that sex was supposed to be one thing and then you ended up finding out that it was another? Always remembering that real sex can be awkward and silly. Understanding our bodies can be empowering and allow us to gain a sense of control. Teaching children the proper names for their anatomy empowers them to speak with agency against any potential inappropriate or traumatic touch.
You're going to find a lot of the definitions are going to have words or actions. I'm going to say right now, it's probably best to just get words. You want to get a go ahead, a yes. So consent is as easy as fries. It's all about outlining your boundaries. I encourage everyone to do this.
Thank you. So sex work is women, men, and trans folks who are receiving money or goods in exchange for sexual services. I think that there's something really important in being in this like cultural moment where people are like reclaiming the beauty of their like selves. Womanists don't advocate for the segregation of sexes. Even in the bedroom, like your decisions are like classed.
And before 18 years old, 90% of boys and 60% of girls are exposed to internet pornography. Watching continuously material with sexual explicit information, right? This person is gonna start continuously feeling the reward and the pleasure, the compulsion and the perseveration. It's gonna provoke a less activity in the frontal cortex. It provokes a kind of kidnapping of the activity in the frontal areas, and my ability to produce an emotional balance is gonna be affected.
Sexual gratification from a sexual assault is hardly ever due to the stimulation of an organ. And what he noticed in all of them is that low orbital cortex activity right here in the very front of the brain and on the very sides. You should treat them like psychopaths. We also have that sense of consciousness where not all people who have a brain dysfunction become rapists. The rapist needs to feel that he is in a safe environment.
So sex trafficking itself is very different from sexual exploitation. It's very different from human smuggling. How is this being done? All for the benefit of exploiting. Some of it is innocent, but some of it is not. How do they recruit and groom these juveniles? It starts with a friendship or romantic relationship, wanting to meet, exchanging images, etc. They'll purchasing of gifts. They'll make a minor feel confident. They'll make them feel in love. They'll make them feel heard, wanted, and safe. Definitely talk to your kids about relationships, no matter how awkward it is.
Those numbers really did affect the legislature, and as a result of learning more about human trafficking, they really got up and funded the issue and have worked on a variety of penal code statutes and other that address and take seriously human trafficking. There are many victims of human trafficking. There are much fewer investigations of the offense of human trafficking.
Sain is a sexual assault nurse examiner who is a registered nurse who receives specialized training in the comprehensive care of the sexual assault patient. We do not work for law enforcement. We document the person's story in their own words. There's 4 parts. We try to be as sensitive to people's privacy as possible. So hymens are not cherries and they do not pop. There's something.
So this is the way that the pandemics, or every pandemic goes. Why I'm talking about the family as a really important issue for prevent sexual assault. Because
I'm going to give you my definition. To me, sex-positive parenting is a dynamic that allows for open conversations with youth and guardians. But withholding information about bodies, pleasure, and sexual health keeps children vulnerable to abuse. We think it's something that either won't happen to us, or we think it's something that doesn't happen that early. Talk about consent before it pertains to sexuality. Give our youth explicit things to say. Question, do I want to be comfortable in my comfort zone and in my space, or do I want a healthy child who can navigate the world confidently?